Welcome to Anything Creepy. Let me share a story with you that haunts me till today. It was back when I was with my first newborn son. I stayed in a 4-story apartment, so carrying him up and down the stairs was really troublesome for me, especially after labor. So, my husband and I agreed to let us stay at my mother's place in the village during the confinement period. On the first night we stayed, I had trouble falling asleep, but I did not know why. All I did that night was lay on bed without being able to sleep. When morning came, I did not feel well as I lacked sleep the night before, so I was laying on the bed and looking after the baby the rest of the day. The day went by like any other day until night came. I was able to fall asleep, but something told me to wake up all of a sudden. I checked the clock and it was around 4:40 a.m. After a while, I saw a shadow covering half the size of the bedroom window as if it was swinging from side to side. When I took a closer look, the shadow resembled a figure of a head with long hair and something hanging below it. I started shaking and sweating as it continued to swim around. I tried to wake my mother, but she was already aware of the situation. She told me, "Just ignore it and go back to sleep." I did as was told, and the shadow suddenly disappeared. About 10 minutes later, my mother and I started hearing noises on the bedroom floor, as if there was something clawing their nails across the door. It went on for about half an hour. Just random scratches with no tempo, no tune, or whatsoever. It did not stop there. Soon after, the place where the sound was coming from grew louder and louder and louder, and it felt like the scratching sounds were just below the bed frame. I was so scared that I couldn't do anything but to hold on to my baby and grasp my mother's hands. This lasted for about an hour or so, and soon we could see the sky turning bright. The sounds stopped, allowing my mother and I to finally get some sleep. During the afternoon, my mother went to the back of her house to get some thorn branches from a lime tree and hang them up on the windows as well as the bedroom door. I was too tired to ask what was the purpose of doing so, and soon nightfall approached. The same situation happened like the previous night. I woke up all of a sudden and it was 3:20 a.m. I turned to my mom and she did not sleep, as if she was preparing for something to happen. When I glanced at the window, the figure was back. This time, it was very still, hovering at the center of the window for about a minute and disappeared. Then, all of a sudden, we heard a distant scream, but it was getting louder and louder and louder till the point where our ears hurt so bad and lasted about half a minute. After that, nothing else happened. A night's rest later, I had the courage and energy to ask my mother about the incident 2 nights ago. She told me it was the Babalan, or another name would be the Penanggal. It is a creature by black magic, usually a woman, who eats the umbilical cord of newborns and sucking their blood to retain their good looks as a human form. They detach their head and innards at night to search for food and prey on them. The thorns were for scaring the creature, as it might hurt its innards while to get into the house. As it had failed the attempt to enter the house, it flew off with frustration and screamed. As the babalan screams, the louder the sound, the further away it is. That's my story. What about you?